All right, you can kind of see us in here. We figured we'd do them from the car because it's late at night. We saw a bunch of movies today, and so we're gonna knock out 3 of them real quick here. First one we need to talk about is that Marvel movie. Yeah,
Avengers Endgame, which a lot of people asked why didn't we do it last week. It was because it opened Thursday night and it was all full.
Yeah.
So a lot of shows this week were full also, but we went like midday, like on Wednesday, and it wasn't too bad.
Avengers Endgame. Oh, like I said, I'm not a big Marvel guy, but we wouldn't watch the first Avengers at home, so we
watched Infinity War.
Watch Infinity War
before this one, like the night before we went.
That way, we kind of knew about the Infinity Stones and blah 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 blah. Other than that, we're basically familiar with all the characters anyway, because we grew up with this shit, kind of. Back before it was movies, it's just comic books and stuff. Anyway, yeah, Infinity Wars is a fucking excellent movie. It's got a real good soundtrack, a tight script. It rolls for fucking 3 hours. It's got fantastic effects. It's everything that Marvel fans wanted. It's going to make all the fucking money in the world. If you're into this shit, you need to be fucking seeing somebody else's reviews who's totally into this shit. Because we're just passerbys, really, to it. It was an excellent movie, probably, in all respects. Audience fucking loved it. Me, it's okay. It's not really my thing. I like Shazam better. The reason why, there's just so many characters, so much shit happening at once. To me, it kind of got tiresome, 3 hours of it. And I just don't really care that much about Marvel. But I understand why people do. I'm not going to hate on it. I'm just kind of indifferent.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed the movie. I'm not like a huge Marvel fan either. Like I said, we saw Infinity War. I've seen some of the other ones. Like I saw the first Thor, I saw the first Ant-Man, I saw the first couple Iron Mans. So it's like, even though I haven't seen, some of the ensemble ones, I still know enough about the characters and enough about what's going on that I could still enjoy it. I actually liked this one better than Infinity War. It actually had a lot more character development type thing going on. It wasn't just like, like a big spectacle the whole time. And I actually thought they did a really good job. I'm not going to spoil anything, because I know people are getting upset about that. But, I think they did a good job, like, getting me to care about the characters and, what ultimately ended up happening to them. I did think it was slightly long, but, there was a lot of ground to cover, and I kind of get that. And I thought it was like a really nice send-off for this phase 3. Like I said, it's not my genre usually, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty fun. There was a lot of humor in it, which I appreciated. And, I think they wrapped it up pretty nicely. So,
Yeah, if you like Marvel, you'll like it.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's like super into it, and I can totally see
me. The reason why I don't like it is just I'm just not into it. You know what I mean? It's just not my genre.
Yeah, I mean, when you like you said in the Shazam review, when you like superhero movies, you like them when they're like kind of goofy.
Yeah,
more comedic.
Yeah, I just don't. I just can't take that topic seriously, and when you try to deliver that, you try to make me believe in that universe, I'm just like, man, get the fuck out of here. But talking,
can't suspend
I just can't see that. You got talking raccoons from other planets and talking trees and just knock it the fuck off. Anyway, okay. On to the next one. Next one was, what was the name of that movie? Long Shot.
Long Shot.
Yeah. Long Shot. Seth Rogen.
And Charlize Theron.
Yeah. What'd you think, Jenny?
It was actually pretty good. It was more of a romantic comedy than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be more, it was a comedy, obviously. It had like a lot of comedic moments to it, but there was actually like, it was largely a kind of an unlikely love story. I actually liked it. It, like you said, I think it was slightly too long. A little bit of the romance could have been toned down a little bit, but it had like some cute moments in it. It had some funny moments in it. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't hilarious, but it was enjoyable enough. I mean, I like Seth Rogen. He's a likable guy, and it's like, you know, I've seen some of his other movies. I think this one was better than, what the hell was the North Korea one called?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the
I
only
can't
other.
remember.
I don't know who Seth Rogen is.
I can't remember what that one was called, but
I don't really care to know who Seth Rogen is. This is the only second movie I've seen by him. I saw the North Korean one. I thought the North Korean one was okay. This one, I couldn't stand this one. It was like pulling teeth. It was terrible. Everything I hate in a movie, that's what this was. Just everything. Imagine if Woody Allen was a fat millennial that was poorly dressed, and it's just pitiful example of a man. Just every fucking stereotype that you could ever imagine in this movie. Just fucking, just the whole thing. Cringy. Fucking cringy. Pitiful. Hated it. Hated it. Charlize Theron, actually, she kind of saves certain scenes of the movie because there are a couple of the scenes that she did. I could watch that. I didn't hate those parts, but no, I just hated this movie.
Well, she's an amazing actress, and I think it was kind of a credit to her that it because it was like it was a very unbelievable story.
Oh man!
I mean, he's kind of, like I said, he's kind of known for doing that type of thing, like doing North Korea stuff, and you know, these crazy situations. So the fact that she was in it, I think, kind of made it more believable, even though it was unbelievable. What
stands out in this movie really achieved for me, is that this movie was actually worse than Holmes and Watson. Holmes and Watson was funnier than this. It just wasn't funny.
I wouldn't go.
Not for me.
I didn't think Holmes and Watson was.
Holmes and Watson, parts of it were funny. Not even parts of this to me were funny.
Well, the first part of it was kind of funny.
This shit is just. If you like cringe, then go see it. If you don't want to fucking deal with cringe, then I don't even want to talk about this shit anymore.
He's bad, you guys.
Yeah. Okay, next one. This next one that we saw was called The Intruder, and I'll tell you what.
With Dennis Quaid.
This was a gem. This is definitely the best one of the week, and I got a feeling that this was going to be one of the best ones of the month. I just liked this movie.
I had a feeling you would.
Yeah, I liked this fucking movie, and it was a low budget movie with just basically 4 characters really in it. You could count 5 old boys, girlfriend of the friend. Anyway. It's just a simple fucking premise, and it's done right. Kind of reminded me of Cape Fear in a certain way.
I was thinking like...
And also one about the guy that had all the roaches in the house. Fucking...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of like what you're like... this reminded me very much of like your late 80s, early 90s thrillers.
Yeah.
And also thrillers that are made for like Lifetime Channel and stuff like that. It has very much that... And I'm not saying that like in an insulting way, but it has that... kind of Fatal Attraction, kind of Pacific Heights.
Pacific Heights, that's what I was thinking. I was kind of like Pacific Heights.
Single white female. It has that kind of vibe to it. And I'm sure it was intentional. It seemed like it was intentional because a lot of the humor in it was kind of a little bit self-referential, like they knew that that's what they were doing. Yeah. I have to say, Dennis Quaid. He
knocked it out of the fucking park.
He did. It's like he doesn't usually like he's pretty over the top in this. I think, but
Man,
it's like it really works.
Okay, he
usually plays good guys, and I think it was kind of cool to have him playing against type.
Here's the setup. There's this young couple. They're from San Francisco. All right, the dude is fucking wealthy. He works at a advertising firm, and he's kind of like a genius advertiser. So, and the couple they're a good-looking mixed couple. You know what I mean? They're, you know, light-skinned, pretty motherfuckers. You know, he's got blue eyes and she's fucking gorgeous, and they fucking, you know, they're like a power couple. All right, and they play on this later on, but this whole movie is designed to scare the fuck out of black people. And if you're black, see this fucking movie. If you're white, go see this movie with a black audience, because we have black people in the audience, and they were fucking getting into it, man. They were fucking, remember that shit? Some of the shit that was going on in this shit?
The shit they were I was commenting too. So
and there's all this weird symbolism about the lions eating zebras and shit, man. This fucker was badass.
That's what I was talking about, it being self-referential.
Right,
like, It was very, like, obviously
what was going on. So anyway, this light-skinned couple buy this fucking beautiful mansion out in the country
in Napa Valley
from this old white dude, friendly old white dude. Well, real quick, you find out this motherfucker's a monster, and he won't leave. He won't
He did not seem like a nice old dude from the beginning. I'm just saying, like, from a female perspective, immediately I thought he was.
She thought he was nice,
but she thought
it was nice.
And I'm sitting there saying to that girl, you have no sense of self-preservation.
She thought he was.
He is clearly a crazy.
She thought it was nice, and she asked her girlfriend about him, and they thought he was kind of hot. And she says, our younger guys, they don't have that element that our dads and our granddads have.
That psychopath thing.
But he was a woodsman. Okay, he was a woodsman, and he had some skills. But anyway, this bitch was fucking. What it did was, what I liked about it is that it did not follow normal movie tropes.
Yeah.
Okay. Old dude was fucking swole, and he was a fucking badass. All right, you just got to see the movie. I think it can't spoil this.
It was actually. It's funny because for essentially a thriller, it was actually a lot of fun. I thought it was like fun in that sort of. Like I said, I know this is going to sound negative because I'm going to say cheesy, but I don't mean it in a negative way.
No, it was effective, man.
It was like a fun, like 90s thriller with like kind of. It was very self-aware. Yeah,
and one of the things that it did is it was written to fucking play on the fears of black people about white people, and you could hear them back there, and they were going, "Oh shit!" Like, "Oh shit!" And you just gotta fucking see, and it was cool. It was cool. I liked it.
I did too. I thought it was a lot of fun.
They knew how to and there's no real gore in it.
It's PG-13.
PG-13, but it's just got a good thriller aspect. Of just creepy old white dude.
Who won't leave.
Who won't fucking leave. And he does fucking weird shit. And he likes your he likes your light-skinned wife. And he's gonna take all your shit. It's fucking bizarre. I like Quaid knocked it out of the park. He was just this fucking creep.
He makes a very good creep.
And he was swole in this too.
Yeah, he had like old man muscle.
He has old man muscle. He used that shit
too.
He
was all like wrinkly and ropey.
Yeah. We were fucking laughing.
It was
good.
Like I said, it's surprising for a thriller. It's like surprisingly, I thought it was really entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was kind of a moral to the story too. At the very, very ending, it had a strong ending.
Yeah, it was abrupt but strong.
But I like them like that.
Yeah,
it said what it had to say, and it was like,
that's
it.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.